It's Vince here, everyone. Today I'm diving into 4 reward apps. I hope you all enjoy. So everyone, the first app is called Hunger Offer, and this is what it looks like when you first launch it up. Top right corner of the screen, you have your account details there, as well as your account balance. You can see I have 90 cents worth of currency right now. Below that, you have your featured offers area, and of course, this is the application's way of saying, hey, these apps are the most popular right now, or at least the ones they want to try and get you to complete. Underneath that, we have our game offers, and I have to say there is over, at least here in Australia, 1,000 games that you can go through to try and earn rewards. So that's pretty neat. Now you can also go through the offer walls themselves. Like here you can see under offer partners, we have a large variety of offer walls available. And something I will say, everyone, is just because there's a large variety, that doesn't mean the rates are always going to be the best. And this is something I'll explain in a moment. We actually do have a few survey providers here as well, which is great to see. Now in regards to the withdrawal options, here in Australia, I have PayPal, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, Walmart, Uber Eats, Payeer, Roblox, DoorDash, Steam, PlayStation Visa, and MasterCard. Now each of these are going to have their own minimums, so please keep that in mind. Like for here in Australia, the PayPal cash out minimum is 50 cents. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, it states that 500 points will give me those 50 cents. Whereas $1 worth of PayPal will be 1,000 of the points, at least here in my country. In regards to their survey prices, at least with CPX Research, you'll notice here that most of the surveys are capped out at around 95 cents worth of currency. So definitely not the highest we've seen, but not the worst either. So that is something to keep in mind, everyone. Obviously, no guarantees with surveys. There are, of course, disqualifications, screen outs. You guys get the deal. Now, in regards to the actual offers, I have seen better rates on other platforms. In fact, I actually believe the gaming rates here are pretty well below the market average, in my opinion, at least here in Australia, which is pretty disappointing because, in my opinion, the survey rates at least hit the market average, while the offer rates do not. In fact, this Call of Dragons offer here on other platforms will net around 1,000 or more dollars, whereas on this app, it gives $164. Now, to be fair, each offer will have its own difficulty scale, but I know this one for a fact is very, very difficult, okay? And the rate just doesn't make sense. So obviously, the best advice is to go through each of the offer walls and judge the prices yourself, okay? Because here in Australia, obviously, the rates are going to be different to what you get in your own country. And depending on your activity on the platform, they'll actually give you like a daily streak system as well for a little bit of extra points. Now, in regards to the actual withdrawal, here's where things get a little bit tricky. As you can see, everyone, I attempted a whole bunch of CPX Research surveys, and while you can see that it was approved, literally took 2 months for one survey to be approved. And while I do have the 900 points available for withdrawal right now, which I'll actually do right now for you guys, supposedly my withdrawal has been requested now for 50 cents. So let's see how long that takes to hit my account. Because my concern is if it takes 2 months or more for a survey to be approved, you guys may be waiting a long time to actually get anything, okay? While I was editing, everyone, the reward actually did come through within about an hour, so that is actually great to see. But that huge wait for verification is a big problem. So I figured I'd give you a little update on the application, just in case you do see it and you're wondering about it. For now though, let's move on to the next app. Just quickly, everyone, if you enjoy what I do here on YouTube every single week, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm still recovering from an operation, so I haven't really been around lately, plus YouTube's been crazy with policy changes, but I appreciate you all so much for watching as always. Next up, we have an app called Bingo Reels Reward Spin. Another early access title, by the way. So early access doesn't automatically mean it's a terrible app by any means. It's just you have to be careful about the developer, okay? Anyway, this is what Bingo Reels looks like. Top of the screen, you have a life system, in-game currency to help you get through the levels. Just below that, we have a chess reward system and a daily gift area. Now, you can imagine everything's just pretty much trying to prompt you to watch an ad. In fact, as I was talking, an advertisement automatically played. So that's the annoying thing, okay? There's a timer that will automatically play ads even if you're in the menus. It's very frustrating. The timer's about 30 seconds or so. Either way, at the bottom of the screen, we have our actual currency system for the rewards, all right? We have our gem-based currency, a timer that counts down from 3 hours, and of course, the supposed PayPal currency. Now, I have to say, bingo games aren't necessarily terrible by any means. In fact, most of them are actually pretty fun. It's just, you really have to understand your expectations here. Because this one behaves a little bit different in the fact of, like, you have to actually spin in order to get numbers. And there's another ad break. If you don't like ads, then Bingo Reels is probably going to annoy you big time. But once the ad's up, then of course you get your gem, gems, and you just keep on spinning non-stop essentially. Now while you're playing, little items will appear at the bottom of the screen, which will allow you to actually like interact with the bingo board as well. So it's not just pure spinning, but there's another ad. So while you're playing, you obviously want to try and hit the gems on the board. If you can, you use your little like items of clowns to pick the specific ones with the gems. But I mean, realistically, that is all there is to the application, everyone, okay? It's essentially like an ad farm type of app, not much going on. But if you're used to that, then it's not really a bad thing. Just know what you're getting yourself into. At the bottom of the screen as well, you'll notice the more further you get into the game, the more little items that you can unlock. So keep that in mind. Now on the withdrawal page, you'll see here, everyone, they have a boost system. Funny enough, it seems you need to enter a code, but you have to join one of their groups. So at least that option is available. Now in regards to the actual test, you'll see, everyone, I started off the timer here at 2 hours and 57 minutes with 0 gems, played for an hour and a half and generated 10,600 of the gems. And once that timer ran out, it converted into 8 cents worth of USD. And I am happy to say, everyone, I did withdraw that 8 cents worth of USD currency, and it did arrive to my PayPal account within about 20 minutes or so. So that was excellent. But look, just because that's the case, does that really mean it's actually worth the time and effort? At least here in Australia, I feel like the time to reward ratio just isn't there, especially with the ad spam. But that's Bingo Reels, everyone. You can do whatever you want with that information, but at least now you know about it. Let's move on to the next application. Next up, I'm taking a look at Slingshot Rush. So Slingshot Rush is from Alpha Games, and we've covered Alpha Games before on the channel throughout the years, and this is what it looks like these days. Top of the screen, you have your Coinbase currency, which converts into a real world currency, at least here in Australia. Next to that, you have your energy limit. So 20 energy per day here in my country, guys. Now to the right of that, you have your in-game cash, which you can use for upgrades. These upgrades are at the bottom left corner of the screen. We have our power, the amount, the size, and the accuracy. There are also some skins as well, but we don't really care about that. This is what the actual playing portion looks like. Bottom of the screen, we have a little ball, and then we have to try and aim this ball to smash the object in front of us. It's very straightforward. Except the only issue is, if you have a very weak ball, you ain't breaking anything. Now, once you run out of shells, it's going to ask you to watch an advertisement, and in return, you'll get a bit of the coins. So tapping on that continue button is going to play the advertisement. Now, granted, everyone, I found that the first time you play the app throughout the day, you get way more coins. All right, so perfect example. Top of the screen, it states 2 times the points, first play of the day. And incredibly, everyone, it only gave me 316 coins. That is so low. Now you're probably thinking, okay, what if we try a few more levels? Will we get those different amount of coins? Let me just try and smash this donut if I can. Again, very weak weapon. Well, let's try and watch another advertisement here. Okay, this time around, I only got 25 coins. So here's a good example of what's going on. As you can see, I ran out of shells again, so that means I haven't beaten the level yet. But yeah, I still managed to generate 8,334 coins this time. So do you see how it's completely randomized, everyone? You really don't have a guarantee on any type of coin generation here. And generally you think it'd be based on your performance, right? But it seems like completing a level doesn't really affect it too much. And that's something I really don't like, because you don't really know how much time you're gonna have to dump into this to try and get anything back. Either way, as you can see, I completed the level, and now I can watch the advertisement. Let's see what we get. All right, and I only got 280 coins for completing the level. You see what I mean, everyone? I don't think it actually matters if you complete the level or not. It's just completely random. So in regards to the withdrawal system, I have 31,000 of the coins, but as you can see here, if I want to withdraw to a crypto-based wallet like Coinbase, an Ethereum wallet, or even a Binance wallet, I would need 1 million of the coins. But my 31,000 of the coins converts into 3 cents worth of USD currency. So 10k of the coins converting into 1 cent worth of USD. I am happy to say, everyone, I withdrew 12 cents worth of USD, and it did arrive to my PayPal account within about a day or so. So look, where do we stand with this? Sadly, even though I really do like the look of the games and they play really well, I mean, I just can't see it being a viable option if you're looking for rewards. I really hope they increase the rates and make them way more consistent. So that's my review on Slingshot Rush. You do whatever you want with the information. Let's move on. Next on the list, we have Tap and Clear. So Tap and Clear is another one of these little play-to-earn type of applications, everyone, based on the advertisement system. Top of the screen, we have our gem-based currency, our 3-hour timer, and of course the supposed PayPal currency. Underneath that, we have our chest-based systems and a whole bunch of little mini games. Again, I'm sure you guys can grasp the concept here of the little spinning wheel system. And interesting enough, they actually do have like a little match pass system here where you can either watch advertisements to get in-game items, or you can complete levels to get them. Now, this is what a level actually looks like. Top of the screen, you have your moves limit, so you can only do a certain amount of moves per level. Bottom of the screen, you have some items that will help you along your way. And then obviously in the middle of the screen, we have our little objects that we have to try and move. And there's an ad break. The same concept, everyone. There's an ad break every 30 to 60 seconds, so get ready for that. But you notice I just got some gems for that. So they have these like little spinning blades here that you can actually rotate around to help you destroy the blocks, and this makes the level much more easier. In fact, it's actually a part of the level, okay? So you will have to use them in my opinion. But there's another ad. So realistically, all you have to do is just clear the board, alright? It's as simple as that. So how did my tests go? Well, everyone, I played for 3 hours straight, and I managed to generate 19 cents worth of USD currency, okay? So if you think that's good or not, that's completely up to you, but to me, it definitely wasn't worth the time and effort. But I have to say, I did receive my reward literally within a few minutes, so that was excellent to see, at least my own experience here in Australia. Again, if you're going into these type of applications, you probably have a realistic approach to it already. So that's my own experience and review on Tap and Clear. Check out my channel for almost 1,000 reviews. I'll catch you all next time. Stay safe out there.